Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. The legend does it again. Here's the inverse Kramer indicator Twitter account here, guys. The Fed may be winning against inflation, says Jim Cramer from 23 hours ago. Now, this was just posted yesterday. Of course, we did see the market reacting to the Fed's most recent report on inflation. So Jim Cramer saying, the Fed may be winning against inflation. Meanwhile, CNBC published this yesterday. Dow Jones tumbles 1,200 points, ouch, for worst day since June 2020 after hot inflation report. So guys, it wasn't just the crypto market that was falling yesterday. If I bring up the S&P 500 real quickly here, this is the hourly. Let me throw it on the daily for you guys. You guys can see that day, this one big long red candlestick down here, and take a look at that volume. A lot of selling pressure on the S&P. Just bringing up the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Well, let's get rid of some of those squigglies. The Dow Jones, too, you guys can see, had a negative day. And what about the NASDAQ? NASDAQ, I'm sure, is in the same boat here. So on the daily, the NASDAQ, another red candlestick. Let's pop those back up on the hourly just to give you guys a sense of what we did see yesterday over the last several hours. Bringing Bitcoin back up, a tumble for Bitcoin, a tumble for the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Here's XRP on the 1 hour. Right now, it's currently trading at about 33.5 cents. So par for the course, considering where the rest of the market went. Bitcoin now trading at about $20,300. So still hovering above that $20,000 level, keeping us in this level right here of support. So still technically kind of moving sideways. I guess we were thinking we were going to come out of this, but not quite, not yet. There are still some things that have to play out. So the Dow Jones tumbled after a hot inflation report. Let's just read a little bit of this. To get some context, stocks fell sharply on Tuesday after a key August inflation report came in hotter than expected, hurting investor optimism for cooling prices and a less aggressive Federal Reserve. So I'll link this in the description if you guys want to read the rest of it. Basically, just giving us some of the numbers, some of the statistics, and the reason why we are seeing markets crashing in the United States and by extension the crypto market. I think it is now, well, I mean, some are theorizing. I'm not saying this is 100%, but I think it is now a common assumption that Bitcoin, at least Bitcoin in particular, is not a good hedge against inflation. Or rather, should I say, not so much inflation as perhaps a hedge against traditional market trends. Now that institutional money is getting into the king cryptocurrency, we are seeing more of an institutional corporate style of investing when it comes to Bitcoin. So, whereas before it was the fringe, it was the maxis, it was, people on the outside buying into Bitcoin and claiming it was a hedge against, traditional fiat currencies. Well, now that institutions are coming in, we are seeing Bitcoin moving along more with the market than ever before. So interesting news there. Also wanted to bring this up from Frecky. Oh, hell no. Retweeting out Watch Your Guru's tweet here. Now, apparently, guys, the Celsius network plots a comeback after the crypto crash. The chief executive of the experimental crypto bank Celsius has told employees about an audacious plan to revive the firm, which filed for bankruptcy back in July. So yeah, they're going to try to get another kick at the can here. The collapse of the experimental cryptocurrency bank Celsius network was one of the main drivers of this spring's crypto crash, which erased nearly $1 trillion from the market and ruined thousands of investors. Now, getting that investor confidence back, I think, is going to be very difficult for Celsius. I really don't know how they see this working. Celsius filed for bankruptcy in July. Now it's angling for a comeback. At a meeting with employees on September the 8th, Alex Mashinsky, the chief executive of Celsius, outlined an audacious plan to revive the firm, according to a recording of the event shared with the New York Times. He and Oren Blonstein, another Celsius executive, said they hoped to rebuild the company with a focus on custody, storing people's cryptocurrencies for them, and then charging fees on certain types of transactions. They said the project was codenamed Kelvin. Under the unit of temperature, Mr. Mashinsky, who's 56, faced skeptical questions from employees. He compared the rebuilding process to corporate turnarounds at some of the world's most famous brands, including Pepsi, which went bankrupt in 1923 and 1931. I didn't know that, actually. Interesting times we are living in. I mean, if Celsius thinks they can make a comeback, I feel like it's almost too soon to do so. Moon Lambo down here saying, LOL, hard pass. Even David Schwartz saying, what? You wouldn't trust them to hold your crypto? Obviously being facetious. What a joke down here says, playing in the wind. This is what you get for awarding this new generation with 4th place medals and awards. Okay, I guess he's talking about millennials or Gen Z or whoever. But Mr. Mashinsky, as they mention here, is 54 years old, so he would be a Gen X. Anyway, people in the XRP community chiming in, thinking that it is a ridiculous notion that Celsius wants to rebuild and I guess rebrand in a way. I mean, I would not trust these guys with even one of my XRP at this point. This is why I like to keep my cryptocurrency safe. Personally, I don't trust exchanges in general. I mean, I don't know. There are better ones. There are worse ones, obviously. I never, though, keep my cryptocurrency on an exchange. Me, personally, I've always used a Ledger Nano wallet to hold my cryptocurrency. I personally have the S. There are many different models, though, that they are now promoting. So, I do have an affiliate link in the description if you guys want to use my affiliate link. I love the Ledger personally, have been using it since 2017. I've never really had a problem with it. You can use the link if you want. You don't have to use the link though. Just thought I'd put it there for ease of use. But yeah, Celsius, not going to be using them at all. Michael Branch bringing this up, guys. Unpopular opinion for some maxis. Now, I think he means some Bitcoin maximalists. But if Ripple wins its case against the SEC, not only do I personally believe XRP will take off, but so will every legitimate platform as well. This is David Gokhshtein here. Saying this. He mentioned this a couple of days ago, and I've been mentioning this as well, right? If Ripple wins the lawsuit, not only will the XRP token take off, I think personally the XRP token will do the best if Ripple wins the lawsuit, but all those other projects that have utility, especially the ones that are similar to XRP, like XLM, I think those are going to be some of the projects to be paying attention to. Those are the coins that I think will be perceived as having the most value. So, that's mob mentality, right? XRP lawsuit, definitely people are going to be investing in XRP, pumping the price up. And then what's the next most logical investment choice? Pick cryptocurrencies that are similar to XRP because, the logic goes as such. The SEC will also consider XLM to have clarity, considering it is very much like XRP, so on and so forth. So David Gokhshtein is mentioning this. By the way, doesn't he look like the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele? I thought they were the same guy at first. All right, so what does Gokhshtein say here? David Gokhshtein, founder of the Same Name Media Project and former U.S. congressional candidate, has taken to Twitter to share with the community an opinion that could be unpopular among some cryptocurrency maximalists. He named the event that he believes will certainly allow the Ripple-affiliated XRP token to surge, but it will not be the only crypto surging in that case, he says. XRP will take off, and here is why. And then he gives his opinion on that. Every legitimate platform will surge when XRP gets that clarity. Roughly 1 year ago, he shared the same opinion on Twitter back in October of 2021. Gokhshtein explained that the whole crypto industry would benefit from Ripple's victory over the SEC, as the world would provide some clarity regarding cryptocurrencies. Prior to that, Ripple chief Brad Garlinghouse stated that providing absolute clarity about crypto would be one of the key terms on which he would agree to settle the case with the SEC. So I don't know if you guys remember that. Brad Garlinghouse did say that. I mean, if XRP got absolute clarity, then Ripple would decide to settle. But the SEC, decided that they weren't budging on those terms. They wanted to see it out in court. Obviously, now it is playing out in a way that I don't think they saw coming. But here you have it. David Gokhshtein also, sharing the same opinion that I have been stating on this channel for over a year now, probably even more than that. XRP will surge once we get clarity in this lawsuit. And you know what? It's showing in the amount of XRP that has been purchased, not just around the world, but guys, by U.S. citizens specifically. And the important thing about this is because think of how many of the crypto exchanges in the United States today have delisted XRP. So all that volume in the US is going through exchanges that have kept the XRP cryptocurrency on their platform. Guys, this courtesy of Michael Branch here on Twitter. 1,329 US citizens purchased 2 million XRP in the last 2 months, despite major exchanges delisting the coin. So get this, guys. Here are the statistics in the United States specifically. A leading decentralized exchange on XRP has announced a massive adoption of XRP among United States residents. According to an announcement today by the exchange, a total of 1,329 U.S. citizens have leveraged on XRP's fiat on-ramp solution to purchase XRP using their credit card and Apple Pay. So this is just from this exchange, I guess, specifically on XRP, stated that 2 million XRP coins were bought through the on-ramp solution that was launched in collaboration with Banksa. We just passed 2 million bought XRP through our on-ramp solution with Banksa Official. This totals to this amount. Obviously, over 1,300 U.S. citizens The DEX noted that it was able to achieve the feat despite the fact that major cryptocurrency exchanges in the US, like Coinbase, have delisted the trading of XRP on their platforms. Recall that the ongoing lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple, prominent United States-based cryptocurrency exchanges, were prompted to delist XRP from their trading platforms. So most of them were, but there were a couple that held out, Uphold being one of them. These exchanges took the stringent measure to avoid being charged by the SEC for facilitating the trading of XRP, which the SEC deemed a security. We're seeing on XRP noting how much fiat on-ramping they've seen for their US customers specifically. And, just from that exchange, they've bought upwards of 2 million XRP. Here's a quote: "We present to you our fiat on-ramp powered by Banksa Official." So that was the partnership from about a month ago now. So it's powered by Banksa Official that can be found under Cash on our DEX or directly at the website here, which will be linked in the description. Global and US citizens, apart from New York and Hawaii, can buy XRP easily now using credit cards and Apple Pay, the DEX noted in an announcement. So big news there. I think a lot of these exchanges that are, deciding to have an on-ramp to purchase XRP, despite the lawsuit, they're getting all the business in the United States, and it is not stopping Americans from wanting to purchase the best cryptocurrency, I think going to be the most utilized cryptocurrencies on planet Earth in the near future. So a huge update there. Wanted to thank Michael Branch just for posting that. The SEC's tactics, clearly unsuccessful at trying to throw off American investors. Ashley Prosper here posting this, guys, an update from the SEC lawsuit. So, they thought bringing on a lawsuit would scare us. No, we doubled down and we did our research. And I think that this is why, possibly why it's even more frustrating for them, because they thought that we would sell our XRP when that lawsuit was announced. You guys remember back in December of 2020. When that lawsuit was announced, it actually affected a lot of the crypto market here, right in and around here when XRP tumbled. The lawsuit was announced. We made new lows. This is when XRP went back below 20 cents. And then from there, it was a rally party. Anyway, Ashley Prosper bringing this to us. So today, the parties filed their summary judgment motions under seal, essentially revealing their cards to one another before making it public next week. This is a great time to see if an agreement can be reached. So guys, we're going to be keeping our eyes open between yesterday when it was sealed and September the 19th. James K. Filan also giving us the official update. The SEC has filed under seal its motion for summary judgment against the Ripple defendants. It has also filed a declaration of Daphna A. Waxman with, by my count, approximately 400 exhibits and or sub-exhibits. And so you guys can just see some of them here listed in this screen grab. Going to continue down here. It is unclear, because it's under seal, whether the memorandum of law in support of the motion was filed together with the motion and whether the Rule 56.1 statement was filed together with the declaration. That is not how it was done in Telegram, but every case is different. The SEC has since filed its memorandum of support of its motion for summary judgment, declarations from George G. Tenriro and Layden F. Stewart, a Rule 56.1 statement, as well as hundreds of additional exhibits. Screenshots of the filing are below. So again, more of the filing here. As you guys can see, a lot of exhibits here filed by the SEC. And again, guys, I will link this in the description if you guys are interested in taking a look at some of those screen grabs. So what is this going to mean? Well, Bill at Balasarius chiming in here. He is a lawyer in the XRP community. He's giving us his 2 cents on this. That is a good number of exhibits. In 6 days, we get to see it and finally get our teeth into some evidence and have some ideas of the merits of each party's position on key issues. Yeah, so as Ashley Prosper mentioned here, we're going to keep our eyes on today, between today and the 19th, and some down here responding to Bill, or we may not if there is a settlement under seal before Monday. I think that is wishful thinking, unfortunately. Yassan Mubarak, Earthling down here saying, I have a feeling we'll be hearing about old Slack messages again prominently. I just don't trust Jed, and I feel like he may have snitched, thus the free pass that he got for himself and Stellar XLM. I own XLM, so I'm not hating on it. That's the other thing, right? We don't know where Jed McCaleb kind of stacks up in this. He was obviously at Ripple at that time, and yet he is not part of this lawsuit. We haven't really heard his name uttered at all with regards to this lawsuit, so that is kind of curious. I think Earthling might be onto something here. Crypto Mojo down here saying, Bill, we'll look forward to your initial take on the filings. Thanks for all your input to date. Frank down here saying, we'll see if it's enough for the SEC to finally try to seriously negotiate a settlement. That's fair to both parties, but I doubt it though. So, we're all still kind of trying to hope that maybe there will be a settlement soon. Just going back over here, responding to Ashley, makes sense. ETH merge finally happening. Parties have permission to settle. Coming from Johnny here. And if you've been following ETHgate and what the XRP community has been uncovering, you probably know what he's talking about. One way or another, there is no way anything is revealed to the public on September the 19th. This is coming from Mr. 33 here on Twitter. Settlement, or the SEC throws up some unexpected arguments to block us from seeing anything. Settlement before Thanksgiving, though, I believe. So perhaps a settlement maybe in October or early November. Mark Lewis down here saying, I agree. They are going to hold out as much as possible, delay, and keep us in the dark. Cryptocrat down here saying, I think this is going to trial. So, some are on the settlement side. Others think they're going to take it all the way. March 2023, if nothing gets settled sooner, is projected to be that final kind of date. This case is not about securities. SEC and Gary Gensler, representing the legacy banking system, want a share in the spoils and will probably stop at nothing to get it. Even their endemic corruption being exposed is no issue. What a sham. So some people obviously being optimistic, others thinking, this is going to go straight to trial. And, just going back to what Brad Garlinghouse said all those months ago, many, many moons ago, it feels like at this point, unless XRP gets full clarity, Ripple will not settle. So that's ultimately their goal here. Now, Stéphane Hubert bringing up some interesting points about this case. So he says, Ripple, who has everything to lose, considers 106 exhibits to be enough. Now, if we go through these exhibits, and actually we can probably get a better screen grab here from James K. Filan, he posts all the exhibits here from the SEC. Again, exhibits going through, look at these numbers, 401 all the way through to 544. And that's just one page of them. So he goes through all of them here. You guys can see how many there are. And as we know, the SEC has filed roughly 400. So Ripple has everything to lose. They consider 106 exhibits to be enough. And the SEC, who in principle would have nothing to lose, needs over 400 exhibits. It's obvious to Stéphane Hubert, whose case is easier to prove. So perhaps a little insight on the confidence of each legal team on each side. The defendants, Ripple, only need 106 exhibits to prove their point, whereas the SEC pulling out every stop here, 400 plus exhibits to prove that Ripple is in fact guilty. Now, there is another theory here. Denal here points this out. It takes 4 times as long for the judge to review 400 pieces. So Denal here thinks this is a delay tactic. Specifically, XRP Bruno also saying, agree, when the rules are so clear, why would you need 400 exhibits to make your point? And Rob P down here saying, having seen how the Ripple and SEC legal teams have approached this case, I would bet that the Ripple team has gone with quality over the SEC's hope that quantity might actually contain something that will constitute as actual evidence. Quality over quantity, that's another good observation here. And there was another tweet from Stéphane Hubert here, and he quotes, here's a signed affidavit from former SEC Chair Mary Jo White that she didn't give Ripple fair notice. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, Mary Jo White was a former employee of the SEC at the time in question that Ripple got sued, and Ripple decided to add her on their legal team. So she is now defense counsel for Ripple. And I don't know if this is going to be in one of the exhibits or not, but yeah, Mary Jo White, she even said that they did not give Ripple fair notice when she was there at the SEC. And she would be a great witness, but Stéphane Hubert says, I know as their attorney, she cannot be a witness. Obviously, a huge conflict of interest there. Nevertheless, she has the inside scoop over there at the SEC. So I think with that point alone, Ripple can prove their case. Also notice this, guys, from Bull Diep, an interesting fact that I did not know about. It was illegal to get a credit score before the year 2000. And so there was this company, eLoan. And eLoan, which coincidentally enough was founded by Chris Larsen, testified in Congress and unprecedentedly won the right to give people their scores. This is why credit scores are now available to any Tom, Dick, and Harry who want to get it. So in his opinion, and this is just speculation, this is just kind of following the trail here, Ripple will also unprecedentedly win the lawsuit with the SEC. Look who is involved with eLoan, Chris Larsen, one of the founding members. And so before 2000, you weren't able to get your credit score, now you are. And this was an unprecedented win for eLoan. Now Ripple is in court, and this is also an unprecedented crypto case. This is going to make waves. David Gokhshtein thinks the XRP price is going to rally once it does, and I share the same opinion, guys. 33.5 cents, not for long. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.